All right, everyone, settle down, Mr. Kahiro announced in a tone that immediately commanded attention. The class, usually a buzz of voices and shuffling papers, quieted almost instantly. It was unusual for Mr. Kahiro to begin with an announcement. He typically dove right into the day's topic without much preamble, unless it was something significant. Mr. Kahiro himself was a fascinating figure. Standing about 8 feet tall, he was an Alan, a species known for their height and slender build. Despite having the eye placement of a predator, his race was surprisingly classified as a prey species. He had 2 large, majestic antlers and long, slender arms and legs, each ending in hands with 3 fingers and a thumb, as well as hooves, a common trait among several races of the Milky Way galaxy. Now, I'm sure you're all aware of the newest race to be admitted to the Galactic Council, Mr. Kahiro continued, his voice echoing slightly in the high-ceilinged classroom. The students nodded, some murmuring to themselves the topic was obviously a hot one. The humans, he said, the word hanging in the air like a delicate but powerful scent. At the mention of humans, the atmosphere of the room subtly shifted. The species was often portrayed in popular media as terrifying, all-consuming deathworlders. A ripple of nervous energy passed through the students, all of whom came from planets known for their peaceful environments, rich in flora and fauna, and lacking in extreme climatic upheaval. You see, every single race in this class, Mr. Kahiro gestured broadly, comes from very tranquil planets. It was long believed that sentient life could not thrive in harsh conditions, but that notion was quickly overturned with the discovery of humans. A hand shot up from the sea of students, a girl named Athalia, known for her inquisitive nature. Mr. Kahiro, is it true what they say about humans? Do they really come from a world of death? Indeed, Mr. Kahiro replied, nodding solemnly. As far as we know, humans are the only known sentient species to have originated from such a hostile environment. The term death world seemed to hang ominously in the room. Another student raised his hand out of curiosity. Sir, what exactly is a death world? Ah, good question, Mr. Kahiro said, his eyes twinkling at the opportunity to educate. Death worlds are planets that were thought to be completely inhospitable to sentient life until the arrival of humans into the galactic community. These worlds may be plagued by relentless natural disasters, have poisonous vegetation, suffer from wildly fluctuating temperatures, or be overrun by aggressive predator species. Typically, a planet will have 1, perhaps 2, of these characteristics. Death worlds like Earth, with all of these factors and more, are extremely rare. The classroom was quiet, each student processing the stark contrast between their own worlds and that of Earth. Mr. Kahiro cleared his throat, bringing everyone back to the present. And now he announced, for the reason I brought this up today. We will soon have a human joining us right here in this classroom. The news landed like a stone in a still pond, sending waves of shock and murmurs through the room. The class was visibly shaken. The very concept of a death worlder among them was both terrifying and intriguing. Each student exchanged glances, a silent conversation passing between them without a word being spoken aloud. Mr. Kahiro smiled, sensing the mixture of fear and curiosity. This is an important moment for our academy and for all of you. In about 30 minutes, your new classmate will arrive. I encourage you to use this time to reflect on what you've learned today and to prepare any questions you may have. Remember, do not leave the classroom without permission and keep the noise to a minimum. As Mr. Kahiro finished speaking, the students began to buzz with conversation, their voices a mixture of excitement and apprehension. They were on the brink of a new, unforeseen chapter in their academic lives, one that promised to challenge everything they knew. They thought they knew about the universe and its myriad inhabitants, but that knowledge was about to be challenged. When the classroom door swung open exactly 30 minutes later, all conversations ceased, and every eye turned to the entrance with a mixture of apprehension and curiosity. There, framed by the doorway, stood the principal, accompanied by a figure whose presence was both unassuming and unmistakably different. The new student, Nora, walked into the classroom, her stride confident yet mindful of the many eyes upon her. She was of average human height, around 6 feet, with a posture that balanced alertness and ease. Her hair, a rich shade of brown, was pulled back into a neat ponytail, revealing a face marked by bright, alert eyes and a friendly, tentative smile. Her appearance was indeed human: 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth set just so on her face, hands with 4 fingers and a thumb, but but it was her calm demeanor that surprised everyone. Mr. Kahiro, the first to recover from the initial surprise, greeted her with a formal nod. "Class, this is Nora. She will be joining us from Earth, the planet we discussed earlier. Nora, please introduce yourself." With a deep breath that seemed to draw in the tension of the classroom, Nora began, her voice clear and carrying a strange melody that hinted at the uniqueness of her world. "Hello, everyone. My name is Nora. I'm from Earth in what we call the Sol system. I'm 17 years old and, well, I guess what you would call female." Her introduction caused a whisper among the students. Her age and casual mention of gender intrigued them as much as her planetary origin. "Mr. Kahiro quickly restored order with a wave of his hand. "Thank you, Nora," he said. "As we all know, the addition of a human to our academy is a significant event. I'm sure many of you have questions. Nora has graciously agreed to share her experience and knowledge of her world. Let's make the most of this opportunity to learn." The first question came hesitantly from a student in the back. "You mentioned that you come from a death world. Could you tell us what it's like to live in such a place?" Nora smiled, sensing their genuine curiosity. "Living on Earth is definitely unique," she began. "Our planet has a wide range of environments, from freezing polar ice caps to scorching deserts and everything in between. We have to deal with natural disasters like earthquakes, hurricanes, and volcanic eruptions. Our wildlife can be dangerous, but we've learned to coexist with it. It's a place where you always have to be prepared for the unexpected, but it also makes us adaptable and resilient. Despite the challenges, Earth is beautiful and diverse, with vibrant ecosystems and a rich history. It shapes us into who we are." As she spoke, the students listened intently, their initial apprehension gradually giving way to fascination. This was the beginning of a new chapter, not just for the academy, but for their understanding of the universe and the incredible diversity of life within it. Nora nodded, her expression pensive. "Earth is beautiful, but it's also challenging. We have vast oceans, towering mountains, and deep forests, but we also face hurricanes, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. Our wildlife can be as dangerous as it is diverse, but these challenges have shaped humanity's resilience and ingenuity." As Nora described her home planet, the images she conjured up were vivid and very different from the serene worlds the other students knew. Her words painted a picture of a dynamic, sometimes dangerous world that demanded strength and adaptability from its inhabitants. Another student, driven by curiosity rather than fear, asked, "What about your society? How do people interact with each other and the environment?" Nora smiled, this question obviously near and dear to her heart. "Humans are incredibly diverse. We have many languages, cultures, and traditions. We value community and have learned to work together to meet the challenges of our planet. But yes, we have conflicts. We're not perfect, but we strive to learn and grow." The discussion continued, with students asking about everything from Earth's technology and architecture to its art and cuisine. Nora answered each question with patience and enthusiasm, her answers revealing not only the facts of human existence, but the spirit behind them. When the bell finally rang, signaling the end of the lesson, Mr. Kahiro looked around at his students. The initial anxiety had subsided, replaced by a buzz of animated chatter. Nora's arrival had turned into an impromptu cultural exchange that enriched everyone and broadened their horizons beyond the confines of their own experiences. "Thank you, Nora, for sharing with us," Mr. Kahiro said, as the students began to pack up their belongings. "And thank you, all of you, for participating so openly in today's discussion. Remember, learning about each other is the first steps toward understanding and respect." As the students filed out of the classroom, many lingered to thank Nora personally, or to ask just one more question. It was clear that Nora's presence at Galactic Frontier Academy would be more than an educational novelty. It would be a bridge between worlds, offering a rare glimpse into the resilience and richness of life on a death world. As the weeks turned into months, Nora's presence at Galactic Frontier Academy became more than a curiosity. It evolved into a crucial thread in the fabric of the classroom community. Her integration into the school system was marked by shared projects, team activities, and a gradual mutual acceptance that enriched both her and her classmates. Nora had become a key member of a group project on interstellar navigation, a subject she approached with the same tenacity and curiosity that characterized her adaptations to life on other planets. Working closely with her classmates, she brought a unique perspective that often led to innovative solutions. Her ability to think outside the conventional norms of her peers honed by living on a planet that constantly tested its inhabitants proved invaluable. Your idea of using gravitational slingshots around gas giants could significantly reduce travel time between star systems. One of her project mates, Athesin, who had originally been skeptical of the humans' unconventional Methods admitted with newfound respect. Nora's smile was warm on Earth sometimes. We have to find the fastest way through obstacles, not just around them. It's about using what you have. This project, among others, wasn't just a learning experience about navigation. It was a lesson in unity and the power of diverse thoughts coming together. It culminated in a presentation that not only impressed her teachers but also won the school's annual Innovation in Science Award. The success was a testament not only to Nora's influence but also to the collaborative spirit she fostered among her classmates. As the school year drew to a close, Mr. Kihiro decided to hold a special session to reflect on the cultural exchange that had blossomed in his classroom. The session was designed to allow students to share their own planetary cultures and learn from each other, inspired by the openness that Nora had embodied during this gathering. Nora shared more about Earth's traditions. Her explanations are accompanied by holographic images of lush landscapes, bustling cities, and diverse communities. She spoke of Earth's music and art, which captured the complexity and resilience of the human spirit, its capacity for joy and sorrow, peace and conflict. The diversity you see here, Nora explained, gesturing to the images floating around her, is what makes us strong. Each culture adds the thread to the fabric of our world. Alone, each is unique, but together they create something stronger. The session ended with an emotional sharing circle where students expressed what they had learned from each other throughout the year. Many spoke of how Nora had changed their views of what it means to come from a world of death, not just to survive, but to thrive through adversity. Mr. Kihiro took a moment to address the class, his voice filled with a mixture of pride and nostalgia. This year has been one of discovery, not just of academic knowledge, but of understanding and respect. Nora, you've shown us that life's challenges, much like Earth's harsh landscapes, shape us in profound ways. You've taught us that what may seem frightening and alien at first can become familiar and dear. As the students applauded, some with visible emotion, Nora felt a surge of gratitude. She had come to the academy as an outsider, a curiosity from a fear and misunderstood world, but she was leaving as a valued member of a community that had come to admire and respect her journey. When the applause finally subsided, Nora stood, her eyes sweeping over her classmates and Mr. Kihiro, who had become her mentor and friend. I came here from a world many of you feared, only to find a galaxy of worlds willing to open their doors to me, she said, her voice steady but thick with emotion. Thank you for letting me share my Earth with you, and thank you for sharing your stars with me. As the sun set outside the classroom window, casting long shadows and bathing the room in a soft golden light, Nora's classmates gathered around her, no longer separated by fear of the unknown but united in their shared journey of discovery. The room was filled not only with the light of the setting sun but with the warmth of newfound understanding and the glow of friendships that, like the stars, would stand the test of time.